Okay, so have you ever looked at your crypto wallet and wondered if it could, get you the keys to an actual house? It sounds a little out there, I know, but today we're going to bridge those two worlds, digital assets and real estate. We're going to show you exactly how your portfolio could unlock your next property purchase. Let's dive in. Look, if you've been anywhere near the housing market lately, you know the feeling. The prices are just, wow. And the traditional mortgage process, it can feel like a total nightmare of paperwork, and honestly, the whole system feels like it's stuck in another century. It's a super common frustration, but what if the rules of the game were finally starting to change? For a whole lot of people these days, a huge chunk of their net worth isn't just sitting in some savings account, it's in digital assets. And there's this new wave of financial thinking that's all about recognizing that value and actually putting it to work for big, real-world goals, like, buying a home.
So, let's just quickly talk about the problem we're all up against. The traditional mortgage process has been, well, let's just say it's been notoriously slow to catch up. It was built for a financial world that just doesn't reflect how a lot of us are building and storing our wealth today.
Think about it this way. The old hurdle was incredibly narrow. Lenders would only really look at traditional stuff, cash in the bank, maybe some stocks. And the rules for qualifying? Super rigid. The new path, though, is about looking at the whole picture. It's about including your entire portfolio, digital assets and all, and using a much more flexible, forward-thinking approach to figure out who's a qualified borrower.
And that brings us right to the core of it all. How do we actually unlock that digital wealth? Now, this isn't about just cashing out your entire portfolio. Not at all. It's about getting its value properly and, officially recognized by the big financial institutions.
Okay, the key term you got to know here is balance sheet integration. I know, it sounds super technical, but the idea is actually really simple. It's just the formal process of getting your crypto holdings down on paper, right next to your savings account and your stocks, so you can give a lender the full, honest picture of your financial health. It's all about learning to speak their language.
And really, this whole thing is about presenting 100% of your financial self, not just the little pieces that fit neatly into their old school boxes. Your digital assets are a totally legit part of your net worth, and integrating them means you're not leaving a huge chunk of your financial power just sitting on the sidelines when you go to apply for a loan.
All right, so how do you actually do this? Let's get into the playbook, the real strategy, and you know what? You might be surprised. It's not nearly as complicated as it sounds.
So it really all breaks down into 3 super critical steps. First, and this is a big one, document everything. I mean, meticulously. Lenders need a perfect, verifiable paper trail of your digital assets to get through their own compliance rules. Second, you have to find the right partner. This is so crucial. We're not talking about your average bank down the street. You need to find lenders or brokers who actually get crypto, who are fluent in it. And finally, with all that paperwork and the right partner, you present everything in one clean, professional balance sheet that tells your complete financial story.
So when I say document everything, what does that actually mean? Well, it means having all your wallet addresses organized. It means downloading all the official statements from every exchange you've ever used, having detailed transaction histories ready to go. You have to provide undeniable proof that you own it and where the funds came from. Seriously, think of it like preparing for the most intense tax audit ever, but for your crypto.
So let's just zoom out for a second. What does all of this really signal for the future? I mean, we're looking at something way bigger than just a new way to get a mortgage. This really points to a fundamental shift in how we think about value and how we use it in the real world.
For so many years, digital assets felt like they existed in this other universe, right? Totally disconnected from our day-to-day lives. Well, this whole process, this is the bridge. It directly connects the value you've been building in the digital world to your most important, tangible, real-world goals.
And when it comes down to it, that's the magic, isn't it? It's just this incredibly powerful and real transformation. You are literally taking something that exists as lines of code and data, and you're turning its value into a physical home, a front door, a roof over your head, a place to actually build your life.
Which, of course, leaves us with a pretty big question. As digital assets get more and more woven into the fabric of our financial lives, is this just going to become the normal way of doing things? Is leveraging your entire portfolio, digital and traditional, not just some niche option anymore, but the actual future of buying a home? It's a fascinating thing to think about.